Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, great people. Welcome back to Global Happenings. Today, we're so excited to have you again. It's no more business as usual, as the governor of Kano State have sent very strong message to all the Fulani headers who are doing business in Kano State, and has spelled out the punitive measures that will be meted out to them if they are found involved in some of the nefarious activities that have been happening in other states in the northern part of the country. In another news, the director of Adoration Ministry, Ejike has also sent a strong message to the governor of Enugu State over the ban placed on tricycle, motorcycle, and also tipper trucks in some local government in Enugu State. You're going to see full details and why he is sending the message to the governor. But before we give you full details of that, we'd like to encourage you to please subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you get notification anytime we publish our videos. Governor of Kano State, Abdullahi Ganduje, has read the riot act to Fulani herders in the state, urging them to not engage in banditry, as anyone caught and found guilty of the offense will pay the ultimate price. The governor issued the warning at the formal launch of the statewide mass cattle and small ruminant vaccination campaign held at Kadawa Village, Garu Malam local government area of the state on Saturday, February 26, 2022. In the same vein, Ganduje also reminded the headers that anyone caught in the act of cattle rustling runs the risk of spending the rest of their lives in prison. He said his government's decision to engage the now born-again headers in a dialogue has helped to eliminate cattle rustling in the state. According to him, he said, we have succeeded in stamping out cattle rustling, as I cannot recall when we experienced it, because we entered into dialogue with the herdsmen who confessed and became born again. We trained them and empowered them. So don't indulge in cattle rustling, because we have a law. If you commit cattle rustling, it is life imprisonment. Similarly, if you indulge in banditry, it is death sentence. Kano State has remained peaceful despite activities of bandits and other criminal groups operating in other northwestern states. Zamfara, Kaduna, and Sokoto states have come under the invasion of marine bandits who have continued to terrorize communities along the borders of the three states. Meanwhile, in another related development, the spiritual director of the Adoration Ministry, Enugu, Nigeria, Reverend Father Ejike, has warned Governor Ifeanyi of Enugu State against the ban placed on the operation of motorcycle, that's Okada, tricycle, and tipper trucks in three local government areas of the state. As we recall, that Ogwayi had on Thursday signed Executive Order Number 1, 2022, banning operations of tricycle, motorcycle, and tipper trucks in entire Nkanu East, Nkanu West, and some communities in Enugu South local government area. Reacting on Sunday, Father Mbaka accused the governor of taking the decision without thinking of the effect on the poor. Mbaka said, I have been asking and pleading that they should release Nnamdi Kanu. It appears as if once Nnamdi Kanu is arrested, banditry crisis, killings will end. Instead, after he had been arrested, things worsen. Situations are worsening every day, which now proves that holding him has not provided any solution. Anybody who makes a law that should not be made should be ready to face the consequences. The poor masses should not continue to suffer and suffer and suffer. And I am pleading with the leader of Enugu State. There is no job. If some people don't go out with their keke, their parents, wife, and children will not eat. Their sick mothers will not take any medicine. If you catch any keke person that commits any crime, punish the person. You cannot generalize the sin of one to everyone. No, those were the words of the adoration minister, talking about the person of Ejike Mbaka. But first of all, let's look at what is happening in Kano State. Now, this had been one of the most shocking aspects of shocking state. Let me put it this way: it has been a state that has shocked a lot of people in terms of activities of bandit. We've been hearing outcries from virtually all the northern states, but the only one that is exempted is Kano State. The big question is, what is he doing that has given him that level of respect from bandits that has also made his own state not to suffer any form of trouble from banditry, from haters, and all of that? Now, we're talking about the people of Kano State. When we're talking about them, we're talking about people ranging into millions, and they are involved in diverse kind of economic activities. For once, we've never heard that there had been invasion in any of the communities resulting to the death of this person or that. Imagine how he just said it casually after reading the riot act to the Fulani haters. He said that they are now born again, and as they are born again, they have been empowered. And there is so much peace to a point that the governor will say that there is nothing like cattle rustling in the states. Amazing. Now the question is, why is it that the federal government is not asking him the strategy that he has adopted to get this level of peace? Is it that he's sorting out things financially with these guys? Banditries are like scared of the boundary of Kano State. The guy is doing very well, and he has already opened up to them, and these are the penalties that have been clearly spelled out for those who are involved. And this same riot act, most of the states have read it out. But for example, Kaduna State, it's been worse there. Every day we are hearing stories of bandit raking the environment to a point that even the governor of Kaduna State, Erufai, came to a conclusion that if things were supposed to be the way they are, whereby if you deal with these bandits, you won't be dragged before the International Criminal Court, that by now they would have been a thing of the past, which means he had a plan to, walk over them and get his victory as expected. But because of some reasons, he's not doing that. But the question is, how is Kano State governor doing it and has placed him as a superior boss over all these bandits? Is something that every other person needs to get to know. Well, looking at what Ugwanyi has done in Enugu State, I know that most of the crimes that are committed is traceable to Kekenape people, traceable to those who are driving motorcycles and all of that. So many, I'm telling you. Most of the area boys, those who are into banditry, stealing, involvement in all manner of nefarious activities, mostly the riders of this, Kekenape and the rest. But at the same time, there are some who are very clean and good. They don't get involved in banditry. They do their business and go back home happily to see their wives and children and even their own parents. And for you to place a ban on them totally, that there shouldn't be any activities like that, in your own state, in those three local government, it's going to put the people under heavy tension. First of all, just like Mbaka has said, there is no work in Nigeria. If you don't have an idea of creating job, my brother and sister, you're going to stay wasted in this country. So if people decide to, embark on transport business so that they can make ends meet, for you to stand up and ban them, for me, is a wrong move in the wrong direction. I feel that even as Mbaka has pleaded, join my voice to plead, especially for the poor ones who do not have anybody to salvage them financially. Please, that particular stuff should be lifted, or maybe put up regulation, call the regulatory bodies, put up regulations that this is that anyone who is found wanting in this area, that so regulatory board will deal with him, and let the bodies that are controlling all these guys be in the full know, so that there wouldn't be a repeat of it. But totally exterminating it is for you calling for more bigger wahala. Already we know that the banditry level in the southeastern part of Nigeria is escalating in a geometrical progression. You understand? So right now, that is the wrong step. I feel that the governor must, give in to the request of the adoration director talking about Ejike Mbaka. That's where we like to leave it. Go to our comment section. Let's interact. What's your position on these two news that you have heard?